In order to simplify this expression that we're given here, which is some crazy fraction with exponents raised to another exponent, in order to solve that, we're going to have to be familiar with how exponents work, what their rules are, and what we can do with them in simplifying. And I wrote down here 3 rules which I think are good to know. There's more, but for this problem, we need at least 2 of these. We need the quotient rule, and we need the power rule. I don't think we're going to be using the product rule at all, but who knows, you might be able to figure out some way. Quotient rule, you can see, is going to be useful because this tells you how to handle a fraction on the inside of a parentheses with an exponent on the outside. And we've got some of that to deal with. And the power rule is going to be useful in that it tells us how to deal with exponents on the inside that are raised to another exponent on the outside of the parentheses. And we certainly have some of that going on too. You can see right here. So let's try to figure out how to put these together. First, I'm going to use the power. Well, I don't know how you can use one first and not the other. We're going to use them both at the same time. Okay, I'm going to take this exponent, which is on the outside of a parentheses, on the outside of an exponential, and I'm going to multiply that by the exponents which are inside the exponential according to the power rule. And I'm also going to multiply it by the bottom because it has to go onto the top and bottom according to the quotient rule. So let's see what we get there. Some fraction like this, y to the 15 times negative 4/3. And on the bottom you have x to the 3 times negative 4/3. Okay, a lot going on there, so let's simplify it. 15 times negative 4 over 3, that becomes negative 60 over 3. Okay, that's not quite as bad. And x, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 over 3. And we can simplify those more because I know what 60 divided by 3 is. That's just y to the negative 20 and x to the negative 4. Okay, so you might think you're done at this point and you go to look for your answers and hey, guess what? There's only positive exponents in your list of answers. So you have to understand what this negative exponent means. If you have something like, and I'm just going to pull a different example here, a to the negative b, what that means is 1 divided by a to the b. So you basically just flip it from the top of a fraction, as it is over here, to the bottom of that fraction, and you change the exponent from a negative to a positive. Okay, so what that means is, let me put that over here as another rule I should know. For our problem, that y to the negative 20, well, that's y to the 20 on the bottom of a fraction. That x to the negative 4, that's x to the 4 on top of a fraction. So x fourth over y 20th, let's see. Yeah, we've got that one right here. Okay, so a couple of rules, just to review, that would be really useful if you had memorized. You've got the quotient rule, product rule, which we didn't end up using. Power rule is very good. And then also what negative exponents mean. That will come up from time to time.